Hello there.
Hi.
You know what's funny? When I first moved to town, we had already met. I know. Listen, there's a lot happening. It was
Okay.
in 2020 or 2021,
Okay.
and you were singing with your mom
Oh, yes.
at like Belcourt, at one of the Belcourt places. I think one of the ones that closed.
Wow.
But I remember from then it was clear, like kind of where you were headed. I mean, it was like obvious.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I remember that. I remember
That's
clearly.
so crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that's so cool. I'm glad we reunited. No?
Yeah, the energy can brought us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I was thinking about this. Like, you're one of the hardest working people that I've met in this.
Thank you. Thank you.
But Bells, that's what sets you apart, right? Because like obviously you have the voice and you have all this, but a lot of other people do in Nashville specifically. So what sets you apart? It's gotta be stuff like that, like the work ethic.
Yeah. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I do think that I definitely kind of think of opportunities and for myself and go after them and just kind of not really care too much about, someone saying, "Oh, that's not a good idea," or like, "Maybe you shouldn't do that. You're just an indie artist," or something like that. Like, I think that's kind of what has gotten me here has been like not really caring about maybe the excuses that people would give me not to do things and just going after it, full.
Okay. So
Full
like
fledged.
trusting your own gut.
Yes, trusting my own gut and kind of getting out of my comfort zone and really pushing myself and being like, what if I do book my own headlining tour and what if it works out great?
Sure.
And just saying what if and going for it and not I think it's not being afraid to fail because I've failed so many times that now I just don't really care
Yeah.
a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I'm not afraid to put myself out there and see what works,
It's
you know?
like great. Well, that means I'm one step closer to a yes or something like.
Yes, 100%. And that's the thing is like it's hard when, artists, we're not marketing like a product. We are the product. So it's hard to not take things personally when things don't go well or getting a no instead of a yes because it's not like, this is my product. It's a bottle of aspirin. It's like I'm the product. And if someone doesn't like it, it's not it can easily get to you, you
Yeah.
know?
And I love that confidence. And I'm curious, like you have that from like very little. Like if we go back to like West Side High School, right?
Oh man.
I mean, let's say
Yeah.
I mean, you were like in theater,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you were in like the Christmas carol.
Yes, yes.
A lot.
Like, man, you know a lot about me.
No, but it's amazing. Like you're like doing stage from like young, and
Yeah.
is that where it came from? Like you were always putting yourself out there, afraid not to like risk it.
I think so, but I also think a lot of it came from my mom just having like the most confidence in me, and also my grandma. Like we, as a family, a lot of my cousins going for their dreams. A lot of like my siblings, we all just kind of, we all really put ourselves out there
Yeah.
and go for it, and that was kind of like the culture that I grew up in. And but I also just ever since I was a little kid, I just loved being on stage. Like that was my favorite thing. So
And seeing your mom, obviously your mom has a great career herself.
yes, yeah.
And like she's got a bunch of hits in the 90s and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, even just growing up with them, so it was Mulberry Lane, my mom and her three sisters.
Right.
They were signed to MCA in the 90s and had like a top 25 Billboard hit, which was amazing, coming from Nebraska. To get that far was incredible. So that kind of also like growing up that made it possible for me. You know what I mean? Yeah, like when my mom did it and I grew up on the road with them. They were playing like county fairs and stuff and I'd be backstage watching it and just wanting to do that and it made it not seem like so, pie in the sky.
Do you remember the first time your mom's Jamie, right?
Yeah.
The first time that she pulled you on stage to like sing background vocals or something? Like
I actually had to beg her to let me do that.
okay.
But I think I was about 13 and my mom had kind of started this solo project.
Yeah.
She was writing her own songs and just performing them at like coffee houses around Nebraska, really like low key, just kind of for herself, you know? And then I was doing choir, I was doing show choir, I was doing theater, so I had kind of learned to sing, and I always was really good at hearing harmony. So I really, really wanted to sing with her at these shows, and then she started pulling me up on a few, and then I got a little bit better, and then I'd maybe sing lead on a song, and
kind of earn it.
oh yeah.
You gotta.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and also she always told me, you know, Mulberry Lane and her band, they had a lot of success, but then, you know, the industry was also really hard on them. Like, they had a pretty successful album, and then they got dropped and ended up back in Nebraska. So she kind of knew how difficult and how heartbreaking this industry is. So she always really wanted me to know that if I'm gonna do this for real, like, I have to really want it, and I have to, you know, not let it, you know, destroy me a little bit, you know, because it's easy to let that happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you've you know, you're already building such a great career here in Nashville.
Thank you.
And I am curious about that, what you just said, because I mean, I've been here 5 years, and I have had to learn the hard way sometimes that not everyone is your friend,
Yeah.
and that there's like some people want stuff from you, some people are genuinely great people, and so you can't lose those, but you gotta just kind of be on the lookout all the time.
Yeah.
How have you been able to, you know, with your mom's advice, being able to just kind of like navigate those murky business waters? Awesome.
You know, just living and learning. Like, I've definitely had my fair share of things that haven't gone my way, or people that I thought I could trust, but I couldn't. You know, I mean,
Promises.
when you're here long enough, I feel like everyone has those experiences, but then also, like, there are so many great people that I've met here that have gone above and beyond for me. You know what I mean? And I feel like when I start to lose faith in this industry, which you can sometimes, so there's always people that come around and that are really true champions of mine. And especially over the past year, I've really been seeing that, and just, it's been an exciting time, but it's definitely been through my fair share of, you know, difficult situations with
Yeah.
business.
And like I said, that's where your discipline like shines through, because your discipline pulls you when your motivation is not there.
Yeah.
Right. You know, and I feel like, you know, going back to your high school days, like you graduated early,
Yeah.
like this whole thing, like
Yeah.
you were able to like tour on the weekends, like
Yeah.
it's like Kenny Rogers for crying out loud.
Yeah.
And during the week, be like a good student.
Yeah.
Like that discipline. Talk about that.
Oh, I don't know. I've always been like that. You know, one thing that was weird about me growing up is because I loved being on stage. I loved performing. I loved singing and theater and acting and all of that. And then also I was really good in math and science. So I kind of had these two like parts of my brain that would kind of,
one or the other, right?
yeah, that were kind of going at the same time, and it was always hard for me to decide what I should do with that, because I did end up going to college for chemistry, and I was a chemistry major for 2 years, and it was easy for me, which is not, you know, chemistry is, you know, very difficult, but it was so math-based, like, the math just always made sense in my head. So I was able to kind of do this music on the weekends. Even I started visiting Nashville, trying to see what that would be like to move here. And I would miss a week of school, come back, and then still be able to, you know, get straight A's. And I don't really know why I was able to do that, to be honest. Like, that's just kind of, I guess, how my brain worked at the time. But it got a little bit to a breaking point where my teachers were like, you know, if you're gonna take this seriously, you can't skip class and then come in and test well. You know what I mean? Like, you have to like commit to this, like show up for lab, like do your hours.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
I didn't want to do that, to be honest. I just didn't want to. And I remember I had this night with my grandma and my mom, and my grandma made me a hot toddy. And I just kind of had a little bit of a breakdown, and I was like, I don't think I want to do chemistry anymore. Like, I just don't love it. It's not where my heart is. Like, I want to move to Nashville. I want to try to be a songwriter and artist and try to go down that path. And my mom and my grandma were like, okay, like, you do it then, you know? So that was literally, my whole life changed that night. I decided to switch my major to be a major that I could finish online from Nashville, and then I bought an apartment here without ever seeing it, and then just moved here really knowing no one.
Amazing.
So yeah, it's been a crazy journey, and looking back on that now, I'm like, man, that was wild of me to do at like 19.
Yeah.
But it also helps that my college boyfriend, who I thought I was gonna marry, broke up with me like that same time. So I was just like, I have nothing to lose.
Right.
I'm leaving Nebraska, and it was a crazy decision, but now I'm so glad I did that.
I must be regretting it every day. My words, not yours. Don't worry.
Oh, it's okay. No, yeah,
I get it.
yeah.
Is your grandma still with us?
No.
She passed.
Yeah, she passed this in July.
Sorry to hear that.
So yeah, that was really hard for me because she was a huge supporter, and I mean still is. But she really she was a singer herself. She was a jazz singer in Chicago.
Okay.
So she really she taught my mom and her sisters how to sing. She taught me how to sing. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I ask because it's clear that Nebraska, even though you're here, it's
Yeah.
such a big part of your life.
yes,
And family is.
yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah. Like, can you just talk to a little bit about that, your values and
yeah. I mean,
why it's such a it's home for you.
it is, and I got very lucky to. My family is very tight
Yeah.
and very. Every Sunday, we would all go to church together and then go out to dinner together, and hang out with my cousins, and um, you know, it was just a very tight family to grow up in, and everyone was so supportive of each other, and like even my aunts, they're musicians and singers as well, and my Aunt Allie would come over and help me learn how to record on Pro Tools. And, like all of them have given me so much advice over the years. And my mom and I are so close. And it's just, my brothers and I are really close too. So it's been a huge part of my life since I was a kid.
Sure.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
Yeah.
Some people are like, oh, see you in Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Like,
No, yeah, like my aunts will call me every once in a while, and we'll catch up, and yeah, I mean, we're just a really tight family.
and I think that's what has made you so cherished, because everybody like seems to love you and everything. Also the Kim, not just your great songs, which we'll talk about in a second, I promise. But just like and I think it's shining through for my audience, and it
Thank
comes to
you.
family and your values.
Thank you. That's so sweet.
It's true. It's true. Okay, let me talk about yeah, let's talk about Happy Hour,
Yeah.
music video, which I love.
Thank you.
And I specifically love it because I mean I'm older than you, but like I grew up with like MTV and like videos. Such a big deal to me. It's
Yeah.
I like it's like such a lost art,
Yes.
a music video. And I feel like
Yeah.
people are like when they're cutting budgets or whatever,
Yeah.
music video is the first thing to go.
Yeah.
But you've put such a great emphasis on that.
Yes. Yeah.
And I love that you just share that. It's like you really that matters to you.
Thank you. Yeah. So, my video directors, I have two of them, but one of them, his name's Corbin.
Yeah.
I've been working with him since I was like 18.
Yeah.
We're both from Omaha, and his girlfriend Sydney, she directs them, and he does the cinematography. So it's also great that I have such like an amazing video team. But for me, it's really important because not only are you getting a music video, but you're also getting all these different clips for social media. You know what I mean? Which is so important now with like TikTok, and all of that is so like video
Do you like
based.
the social media part? Yeah.
I do because of what it has given me.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if I wasn't doing this career, I might be the person that would just like throw my phone in the ocean. But at the same time, like I do love it because like I can't even tell you, people show up to my shows because they saw me on TikTok, and because I go live on there and I talk to people, and I love that. Like I love connecting with people on social media.
Yeah.
But so for me, like the music video stuff, I love putting a lot of time into it because it really does pay off, I think.
Yeah. When you come up with a concept like Happy Hour, which is shot here in the Bowery, like do you when you're with your team,
Yeah.
do you tell them kind of like what you have in mind, or do they pitch ideas? Like how does that process begin?
It depends. Like for this one, Johnny, my A&R and also my label head, he kind of had this vision of like, let's do this performance video where you're like performing to no one and like kind of having a low-key mental breakdown on stage. And I was like, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And then we went to Sydney and Sydney and Corbin were like, you know, what if we did this cool lighting and like made it look like really moody? And then I was like, okay, I'll wear this dress. Like this one was a collaboration. Some of them are more like my idea starts first, or Sydney's has the first idea, or you know, something like that. But it just kind of depends, but it's really a collaboration.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, speaking of this label, congratulations.
Yeah, thank
What's
you.
the label again?
East Music Row.
East Music Row, yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like the label and everyone who you're connecting with lately, it's like an incubator style.
Yeah.
They really believe in your whole journey.
Yeah.
They don't just want like quick results or anything. They're invested in you.
Yes, yeah.
Is that why you partnered with them? Because I know you've had several opportunities, but you were waiting for the right one.
Yeah. Yeah, and that a lot of it was Johnny, to be honest. Like I met Johnny like 5 years ago at a writer's round, and we like immediately hit it off. And I just really, he was an artist himself, and I just really like appreciated his journey and how much he got like the industry, and he gets what artists go through, you know?
Sure.
So then we started writing together like end of 2023, and we just started writing like great songs. And that was really cool. And then I started meeting with like the publisher over at Deluge and the head of everything, and I just really like felt like they got like what I wanted to do.
That guts that you were.
Yeah.
It was like.
And yeah, and like, you know, I wasn't looking for a deal that would sign me and then like change everything about what I was doing. You know what I mean? Like,
Little, as it happens.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just felt like Johnny really understood me as an artist, and like this was just going to be a great partnership for me because I could go there and just continue to do my thing, but just add fuel on the fire. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what they've been doing. Like it's been a great partnership.
Amazing, girls. Let me leave you with this because I think you're gonna play a song for us, which we're stoked about. You just finished tour, please.
Yeah.
How was that? Did you like drive? Did you have a tour manager? Like, how was like the whole thing?
It's fun.
Okay.
Yeah. So
You love touring.
I do. I love touring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the drives, all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the driving is probably my least favorite part, but the rest of it, this last one I did, it was an acoustic tour. So we drove, and me and Charlie Reynolds are out there. I don't actually have a tour manager. I just kind of do everything on my own.
Amazing.
But this tour was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was great.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you and Charlie had fun?
Oh my gosh, we had a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the best.
Okay. Good. Well, I know you're gonna tour a lot more, and Bells, we're really excited where you're going.
Thank
Because,
you.
I mean, we followed your trajectory from afar, I would
Thank
say.
you so much.
And it hasn't been like this, but it's always been forward.
That's what I try.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's when you know that a career is destined for longevity.
Thank you.
Because you take like the whole piece and you're like, look where she is now, and she was.
Thank you.
But it's and through the ups and downs, you've persevered, and your music is incredible. Your
Thank
songwriting is
you.
getting better, and it's so great that we connect.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
With a song, we'd be honored.
Of course. Hi, I'm Bells, and this is my song Happy Hour. The bachelorettes are taking shots. The dudes got whiskey on the rocks. I've tried both to numb this pain. The wannabe cowboys are drinking Coors Banquet, enjoying those $2 off. Oh, what I'd give for one happy hour, one way your kiss tastes sweet in a tower. Just 60 minutes of you looking at me like it's love. I'm sick of acting like I'm this tough. Oh, what I'd give for one happy hour. 'Cause I remember sitting here until the sun disappeared. Oh, the little back when we were us. But now your eyes are getting dark. I tried and tried to light the spark, but it seems like you hate every move I make. Oh, what I'd give for one happy hour, one where your kiss tastes sweet and a tower. Just 60 minutes of you looking at me like it's love. I'm sick of acting like I'm this stuff. Oh, what I'd give for one happy hour. It's 5 o'clock on the dot. I know you're here, but you're not. Your heart's not. The audacity to make me cry over 2 for 1 red wines. But I'm fine. Oh, what I'd give for one happy hour, one where your kiss tastes sweet and a tower. Just 60 minutes of you looking at me like it's love. I'm sick of acting like I'm this stuff. Oh, what I'd give for one happy hour. The bachelorettes are taking shots. The dudes got whiskey on the rocks, and I've tried both to numb this pain.
Thank you for tuning in. Click here to subscribe and get the latest from the show, including exclusive behind-the-scenes footage and once-in-a-lifetime performances. And as always, thank you for making Jrodconcerts Media part of your day.